Yo, welcome back to Footballology. This week, I want to get into all the contract signings and all of the re-signings that should be happening or should be taking place that are not taking place. And I'm going to give you guys my perspective from a GM point of view and then also from our point of view, a fan base. So I'm hoping I can get the GM spot on, but I hope you guys like it. First on my list, I have the New York Jets with the Muhammad Wilkerson re-signing. From a GM point of view, I'm not in a rush to re-sign Muhammad Wilkerson. He got banged up towards the end of last year, so I want to see how he bounced back from that injury. Not only that, I just took Leonard Williams in the first round, which was the best player in this year's draft, at his position. So I want to first see what Leonard Williams can bring to the table for my team and see if it's okay for let Muhammad Wilkerson go test the free market. And now I know if I do that, I take a risk of him going somewhere else within the division more than likely and actually wreaking havoc on my team 2 times a year. I just feel that I have 2 of the best players at their position currently on my roster. So I'm not in a rush to resign Muhammad Wilkerson. I want to save money because my team needs help in other places. So I'm not in a rush to put money into that one side of the ball. From a fan perspective, I want to keep Muhammad Wilkerson. Granted, yeah, we got Leonard Williams, which is the best player in the draft, but I still want Leonard Williams, I want Muhammad Wilkerson, and I want Shelton Richardson. I want all 3 of those guys out there, and don't forget, I think Damian Harrison as well. I want all those guys out there at the same time. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care who you have to take off the field to do that, but I want all 3 of those out there, or all 4 of those guys out there, because it gives us the best chance to win defensively. Granted, Geno Smith is our quarterback, and I'm iffy on him, but I feel that with this defense, he can do things Mark Sanchez did. He can get us to the AFC Championship. And this defense, in my opinion, is probably better than the one that we had with Rex Ryan almost. That front is so deadly. And if we let Muhammad Wilkerson walk, then you telling me he has a chance to go to Buffalo, where his ex-coach is, and we got to play him 2 times a year? Don't do that to us. Bring back Muhammad Wilkerson. I want him regardless of anything or regardless of what it takes. Granted, bringing back Muhammad Wilkerson will allow us to do so much more defensively on a scheme basis. But money-wise, it hurts us. We just brought in Darrelle Revis on a big contract. We just brought in Buster Streams on a big contract. We still need to revamp our aging offensive line. Our receiving core is good as of right now, but we still got to find other weapons. We got a running back situation that I'm not too sold on just yet, or we don't have an established one running back. So to put all that money into one position and one area of a defense kind of hurts us. Granted, yeah, we do have Darrelle Revis. We do have probably one of the better secondaries in the NFL right now. But I still want to be able to spread my money across my team to give my team the best chance to win. I do believe what you're saying there. But at the same time, I want to win a championship now. And we have so many pieces in places to win championships down the road. And a lot of other teams in our division are beefing up. Don't allow them to get another player to beef up their defense that we end up having to play 2 times a year, because that's the scary part of this whole entire situation, is letting him walk. If we let Muhammad Wilkerson walk, who knows what's going to happen? And we still don't know what we have in Leonard Williams, but I still want him out there. So at this point, don't let Muhammad Wilkerson walk for nothing. Another topic that kept coming up this week was with Cam Newton get his big deal, what other quarterbacks are going to get their chance to get paid. And Tannehill was a guy that kept coming up. From a Miami Dolphins GM's perspective, yes, I want to pay Tannehill, don't get me wrong. Do I want to pay him $100 million? No, I do not. There's so many other areas of my defense that I need to get structured in. I got an offensive lineman that I just put on a big contract with Brandon Albert. I just put Ndamukong Suh on the books, which is a lot of money. I got Cameron Wake. I got a middle linebacking core that I'm not sold on just yet. And at this point, it's like, who's my receivers? So this is going to be Tannehill's first year with me putting a lot of weapons around him, and I'm not in a rush to give him a $100 million contract because there's so many other areas of my team that I want to make sure they're in place so we can go to the promised land. Fan perspective is basically at this point, when's the last time we actually had a quarterback that we can rely on as much? Now, granted, Tannehill is no Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, but he's going to give us the best chance to win and the best chance to win in this division. He has to play all these tough defenses, which the level of competition is pretty good in this division. So I want to bring back Tannehill. Yeah, I don't want to bring him back on a $100 million contract, but I want him. And I don't want him to walk, because if we let him walk, who do we get at that point? Who do we have an opportunity to get? Or do we take another chance on another rookie quarterback? Or do we go find somebody else's backup quarterback and hopefully he starts for us? What do we do at that point? I'd rather for us to get Tannehill locked up. We have weapons around him this year. Don't let him throw up big numbers. Don't let him get Joe Flacco'd on you, and then you have to sign him to a $100 million deal, because that's the only way he's going to stay in-house. The reason why we're not trying to sign Tannehill to that $100 million contract is because look at the Baltimore Ravens. They're struggling to put a team around Joe Flacco to give themselves a chance to win games. We want to win now, yes, but we also want to win in the future as well. Why not win longevity? Why not try to win multiple championships? Why not try to win championships like a Seattle Seahawks? So this is what we're aiming for. A $100 million contract quarterback doesn't mean that you're going to win a championship every time. So let's do this. Let's try to win, and win smart, and also not win with $300 to $400 million contracts on the books, because that's not what we need to do. Yes, granted, I understand what you're saying, but I want to win, and I want to win now. Tannehill, if we sign him now, we don't have to pay as much. We don't have to pay the $100 million contract. Granted, that is the going rate for a starting quarterback right now in the NFL, but Tannehill hasn't put up those numbers yet. Don't allow him to put up those numbers today or right now, because if you do, then we have to pay him that $100 million contract or he walks. And then we got to play Buffalo twice a year, and then we got to play the Jets twice a year, and then we got to play New England twice a year. And we don't want to do that, because if we do that without Tannehill, who's out there that's going to give us the best chance? We have to bring in a rookie, and then it's going to set our franchise back another couple of years. Sign that man, pay that man right now. Not $100 million, but at least pay him. I hope you guys enjoyed that video right there. I hope I portrayed my Miami Dolphins fans really well and my New York Jets fans really well. It was something weird and different I wanted to do. The reason why I did the GM is because I play Madden religiously, and I know that Madden and real life are two different things. So I'm going to get that out of the way before anybody says anything. But this is something that I love, and I love taking nothing and making it into something. And that's just something that I always do on Madden. I would always take the worst team and I would try to make them good. Or I would always custom make a team and make it the cupcake team and try to make them good. Or whatever the case may be. So this is something that I love. Like, this is not something I take lightly too. And this is not something that I just joke around with. The stuff that I speak to you is stuff that I see myself in, something that I feel like is really good. So I hope you guys respect my opinion. I hope you guys actually like my opinion. And if you don't, then so be it. Still subscribe and become a footballologist. Why not? But yeah, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Become a footballologist. If you're not a footballologist, become one today. Why not? Just go ahead. Later on down the road, sometime right before the football season, I am going to give away a footballologist hat. It's going to look a little something like this. It's going to say this on the back. And then if you're okay with the KBKC, I will put that on the front. If there's something else you want, but it would definitely say this on the back. So sometime right before the football season, I want to give away one of those hats. And just let me know if you guys are into that. I see you guys next week. Stay safe, football fans.